What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Before we get started, I want to give a huge thanks to Gary Force Honda and Daniel Del Rio for hooking me up with this 2014 Mercedes-Benz E63 S model. So if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and let's get this channel to grow so we can have more videos out for you guys every week. So today with me, I have a 2014 Mercedes-Benz E63, a complete beast, and I would honestly have to say a lie. With advertisement coming from Mercedes. Once I get further on the video, I will explain why I mean it, why this car has been falsely advertised. Up front, you have a 5.5 liter twin turbo dual overhead cam 32 valve V8, hand built, by the way. Every AMG engine is hand built. It pushes out 577 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. It is hooked up to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic. Wheelbase on this car is 113.2 inches. Curb weight is about 4,500 pounds. This car is all-wheel drive. Well, let me tell you why this car is falsely advertised. Okay, so Motor Trend, they dynoed the E63, and turns out that it actually pushes out more power than Mercedes has actually claimed on this car. Like I said, Mercedes claimed it's 577 horsepower. Well, this car actually is 541 horsepower, but that is to the wheels, and 505 pounds of torque to the wheels as well. Being that said, to the crank, you're actually getting around 676 horsepower and 631 pounds of torque. So that is way more than Mercedes has actually claimed, what they advertise. So this car, it's a complete monster when it comes to numbers. We're talking more power than a Corvette Z06. That pushes out 650 horsepower and 650 pounds of torque. This one pushes out 76 horsepower and 631 pounds of torque. So it is down on torque a bit, or it's higher on horsepower, but not that much. But like I said, it is falsely advertised by Mercedes. I'm not sure exactly why they did that. Nonetheless, this car will do 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, quarter mile in 11.6 at 121. So when it comes to brakes on this car, you do have a cross drill vented disc, 2-piece front and one piece back, 6-piston up front and 4-piston in the rear. Let me walk you around this car. Let me tell you the features that this car has. That there's a couple that I was actually astonished when I discovered them. So coming to the door, you do have your ordinary Mercedes door as always. The same design. You have your unlock and lock button, your seat switches up here, memory seating up to 3 people. Below you have your mirror adjustments and your automatic windows, your trunk release, and also some storage, headlight controllers, your park release, your e-brake, and your aluminum pedals. Now, already one of the cool features about this Mercedes that I love, and that is the steering wheel. As you can see, the design, you do a flat bottom design. It is Alcantara wrapped on the sides, and leather wrapped up top. It's the same buttons as on the C350. Nothing changed besides the material that the steering wheel is made of, and also the design. So on the left, you have your the way to control your LCD up there, and your back buttons. And on the right, you have for your volumes and your phone functions, and also your assist. Right behind the steering wheel, you have your aluminum pedals for downshift and upshift on the right. So coming up to the center instrument cluster on this car, it's pretty basic, but it's also pretty informative at the same time. On the left, you have your temperature gauge. On the right, basically have your tachometer right there with the V8 bi-turbo displayed. But coming up to the center, show you all the functions that this car has with the instrument cluster, all the information that you can access. Range, also the miles you have on this car. And here, coming on with the settings, you can access your trip, your navigation, your audio, your telephone, your drive assist, your service, and also your settings that you can, your instrument cluster, you set it to miles. Your lights, you can adjust them. Your vehicle. But moving on to the center, it is a I wouldn't say it's a big screen. It's kind of small compared to the rest of the car. It's about the size of a Samsung Note. Nonetheless, you know, it is pretty easy to use. You go to navigation, have your audio, your phone, your video. You can actually insert a DVD in here, have your system set up, display a analog clock with the Mercedes logo right there. You can also access your 360-degree camera, which this is a big upgrade from that camera of the C350 that I reviewed. This is the E-Class and that is the C-Class. There is a huge difference between them. A wider angle for the rear camera. Coming down below, you have your vents, aluminum all around, and you have another analog clock right there. This one is actually loaded, as you can see. Unlike the C350 that I reviewed, you had a couple of blank buttons right there. You have your heated and cool seats. You also have your rear sunshade, and to fold down the headrest for the rear seats. You have your eco button, your parking assist sensors. You have your climate control. It is dual as well. The way to turn it on, you know, you simply flick the switch up, and you know, you can adjust the temperature. Pretty nice, pretty unique. Fan speed, the modes. In the center, you have your driver select mode. You have your sport plus, and your manual, which will allow you to shift via the paddle shifters behind your steering wheel. Traction control off button, and your suspension setting, and also your AMG. Right in front of the shift lever, you have a small compartment for your ashtray and your cigarette lighter. The shifter, I'm gonna show you a cool feature or a cool design that I like about it. And see, up front, you have your AMG embossed on the leather, and you know, this, you see that right here, I've never seen a shifter with a hole right through the middle of it. You know, it's a pretty cool design, and I'm gonna show you how to actually work this one, because this is not like your average car. The way you work this is you put your foot on the brake and you bring it down all the way, and it will switch on to drive. You push it up once, it will go into neutral, and then you shift it all the way up and it will lock into reverse. And the way to set it to park, you know, you just press the P right above, and there you go. Your selector for the infotainment screen, 2 cup holders, armrest. It splits right in the middle. The way you get access to your center console, you just press a button on the side and it will open. Above, you have your light settings. You also have your moonroof switch. Seats on this AMG, they are pretty comfortable. One cool feature that I really love about it is that they are massageable. You can also adjust your side bolstering. So if you want to have a tighter fit, you know, they will close up and hug you. Nappa leather, black and with the white stitching. You have your AMG badge on it, and also your AMG logo embossed on the headrest. Everything in this car feels high quality. So sitting back here, I have plenty of space between the driver and my knees. You have the same Nappa leather back here as you do on the front, black with white stitching, same as on the doors. Great materials up front, great materials here in the back. It is pretty comfortable. It's something that you would expect from Mercedes. This is such a large car, so you know, it's bigger, it's wider, but it feels smaller back inside here. This one is a larger car. You can feel it when you're driving, you can feel it when you're trying to park the car, but it feels small. It feels smaller on the inside, as just like my IS. I'm not you're not sure why, but you know, this car doesn't feel big if you're inside of it, but it feels big when it comes to parking the car. Let's talk storage on the E63 AMG. Here at the door, you only have a little small compartment right down below. Center console, you know, it is not that deep, but you can store something in there. But you also have some secret compartments to store stuff. So right in front of the seats, you also have it on the driver's side. You can see right there, you can store something. Trunk space on the E63. It is pretty wide. It's pretty big. It's 15.9 inch cubic feet. It's fully automatic, so you know, push of a button it'll close, and push of a button it'll open. Opening is pretty wide. Plenty of room. You also have some cargo nets on either side. That's it for today's video, guys. That is it for this Mercedes E63 AMG. Thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, once again, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get this channel to grow bigger. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments, leave any questions you guys have right down below. Once again, huge thanks to Gary Force Honda and Daniel DeReal for hooking me up with this car. I will see you guys on the next video. Take it easy. Peace.